Hello, friends. I'm back, and I'm here to share with you a story that I wrote a couple years ago, inspired by my next door neighbor, Molly, who at 3 years old was a force to be reckoned with. Yes, she was a big girl. She has just turned 6. And she is back in Denmark and thriving. When she was a tiny tot, she was incredibly accomplished. And her one vice was that she loved her soothers. She had an amazing collection. I think actually more than 30. So hence this story, Mini Mighty Mary Molly. Mark, my elf king, has practiced with various forms of art, but I have to say I have always enjoyed his little stick figures, and I asked him if he was willing to illustrate this story, which he did by pencil. Then after, he worked at creating those stick figures digitally on the computer, and those are the illustrations that you see for this story. He's now working on another story, and it is about maintaining peace and seeking to understand another's perspective and containing anger. So you'll have to stay tuned for that one, which he will hopefully finish within a month or so. When he retired, we produced a film, and it's titled I Am Not an Artist. And it gives you an idea of some of the journey, his journey in trying to discover art and build his confidence. I will be posting that. Mini Mighty Mary Molly. Mini Mighty Mary Molly was only 3 years old. Her strength and skill was something to behold. She could eat with a knife and fork like a refined queen. She could draw and paint with detail a face, a house, scene. She spoke 2 languages, sang and danced. She loved wearing styling jewels, hats, shoes, leaving everyone entranced. She whizzed on her scooter, caught a ball, balanced on beams, and rode a bike. People would say, "Wow, Mini Mighty Mary Molly, you're one talented tyke." Mini Mighty Mary Molly would say, "Thank you. I do things on my own. I'm a big girl." And then with a curtsy and smile, she would give a jump and a twirl. Mini Mighty Mary Molly struggled with a habit, a tiny weakness. It was something she turned to in moments of meekness. I wonder what that is. Her security object gave her comfort and pacified. Ooh, is that giving you a hint? She used it when she was tired, got hurt, or cried. She put it in her mouth with a happy hum. Can you guess what it was? Do you think it was gum? It was her pacifier, soother, binky, nookie, or dummy. A simple rubber nipple with no taste that did not fill her tummy. Mini Mighty Mary Molly had more than just 1 or 2. Can you guess? Get ready for this number. She had 30. Yes, it's true. Molly had soothers everywhere. They were in the car, on the sofa, in her toy box with her dollies, and hidden behind cushions on the living room chair. They were in her bed, in drawers, and on ribbon clips attached to her coat. They were in her mom's purse, her dad's jacket pocket, and her bath time boat. Whenever the need arose, she didn't have to look far or fret. Her dad would say, "Molly, you will never go without a soother." That's a sure bet. Until one day she was traveling with her family on the local ferry ride. She skipped up the aisle, missed a step, tripped, slid, and hit the wall, crying and terrified. Has that ever happened to you? Minnie Mighty Mary Molly, goodness, my dear, you'll be okay, consoled her mom. While rocking Molly, she reached into her purse. Don't worry, I'll find your soother and you can be calm. She dug and rummaged, then dumped the contents, but nowhere was the soother to be found. Oh no! Her father said, "Hush, Molly, I'll check my pocket." But Molly just cried louder, while her mom rocked her, seated on the ground. In seconds, panic set in. Her father's pockets were empty, and people started to stop, turn, and stare. Her parents looked at each other with an "oh no" glare. Then a young teenager walked over, bringing Molly's stuffed bunny that had slid away on the floor. She tickled Molly's head, saying, "Sweetheart, look what I have here. It's your bunny. There's no need to cry and feel sore. You're such a big girl. I don't think you need a soother anymore when you are sad." Molly stopped crying and turned with curiosity to her mom and dad. Huh? She's right. Remember, you are Minnie Mighty Mary Molly. You are a strong big girl, smiled her mom. Molly sheepishly grinned. Then she wiggled near the teenager, who told her a story, bringing calm. That night, after her bath, wrapped like a towel princess, Molly said, "I'm Minnie Mighty Mary Molly, and I am a big girl." She grabbed her soothers from the bath water. "I don't need these anymore." And then she gave a jump and a twirl. Her mom showed her 2 thumbs up. "That's my Molly. How about we give them away to the soother fairy?" "All of them?" Molly froze and looked in shock. It was as if she saw something scary. "I don't have to give them all up at one time. Let's start by leaving one in a special box. The fairy will take it and then leave you a chocolate or maybe a few dimes." Now, I don't really see a pattern here, but do you see a pattern with the little graphic soothers that go around the page? That night, her mom washed all 30 soothers, placing them on the table in 3 rows of 10. 3 rows of 10? 3 rows of 10? I wonder how much that is. 3 times 10? I bet you know how many. She brought over a pretty flower box and grabbed a pen. "How many do you want to give away? Let's write a wee note. These are for babies and young children who are having a sad moment or day." Molly nodded. Her mom continued, "They can use them to feel better and not so blue, especially when they are crying. Boo-hoo!" Molly grinned, then gave her usual jump and a twirl. "See, Mummy, I can share. I'm a big girl." That night, Molly placed one soother in the flowered box with the note next to her bed. The next morning, Molly found a dime, a chocolate, and tiny flowers that were pink and red. "Look what the fairy gave me, my favorite chocolate and red and pink flowers, and she gave me a dime. I'm a big girl. Watch me jump and twirl." Molly sang her rhyme. The next night, Molly left 2 soothers in the pretty box next to her bed. In the morning, she found 2 dimes, 2 chocolates, and tiny flowers that were pink and red. "The fairy gave me a chocolate and a dime for each soother, and flowers too. I'm a big girl. Watch me jump and twirl. Woo! Woohoo! The following night she left one more soother than the night before, until she left 7 in the box, feeling confident like a big girl with superpowers. When she woke, she opened the box, finding 7 dimes, 7 chocolates, and tiny pink and red flowers. Mummy and Daddy, I did it. I gave them all away. I'm a big girl. Then she gave 5 jumps and 5 dainty twirls. Friends, did she give them all away? Are you able to figure out the pattern? Did she use up all 30 soothers? Later that day, Molly found 2 soothers that were hidden under her bed. A moment later, her mom came in, so she hid them behind her back with dread. Her mom asked, "What do you have there behind your back? Please show me what is in your hand." Molly ever so slowly showed the 2 soothers and put them on her nightstand. "Well, Minnie Mighty Mary Molly, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep these? What would a big girl do?" What would you do if you found the extra 2 soothers? Would you hang on to them for safety's sake? Maybe as a souvenir? Or would you give them all up? Molly closed her eyes and thought, counting to 3. 1, 2, 3. Then with a burst of energy, she filled with glee. Minnie Mighty Mary Molly took a jump and a twirl. You're guessing it. "Nope, Mummy, I'll put them in the box. I don't need them anymore. I'm a big girl." So, my friends, this is an interesting story because although it's geared for preschoolers and those that have soothers and special security blankets and giving them up, but it's also a little bit of a math story because you can look for the patterns. Older brothers and sisters can work on a T-chart showing the pattern of how the soothers were given away, at what rate, and maybe even in the T-chart you would list out how many dimes and chocolates were given in return for the soother. Then you can calculate, when all is said and done, how many chocolates did Molly get? How many dimes did she get after she gave away all her soothers? If you want to learn more about Mark and his art journey, you can go to the channel and pull up I'm Not an Artist, which is a 23-minute docu-short about Mark's art journey. You'll meet some interesting artists and you'll hear some good art coaching.